But she's so toxic, she's so angry, she's so bitter, she's so selfish. No one wants to play with her.
Angel Reese had her worst professional basketball game, and I'm not even stretching that out. That's not me trying to be overly elaborate, trying to really make it sound awful. No, she was bad. 8 from the field, 12 rebounds, of which I believe 8 were offensive. It was a terrible showing. Turnovers. The whole team stinks.
But she's so toxic. She's so angry. She's so bitter. She's so selfish. No one wants to play with her. Angel Reese came into the WNBA with a chip on her shoulder and the world watching. But now fans are asking what happened. Missed layups. Public criticism from her GM and teammates freezing her out. Could she already be on her way out? Stick around to find out what's really going on behind the scenes with Reese and the Chicago Sky and why her fate might already be sealed. Angel Reese had her worst professional basketball game. And I'm not even stretching that out. That's not me trying to be overly elaborate, trying to, really make it sound awful. No, she was bad. Angel Reese wasn't just drafted into the WNBA. She was launched. The Chicago Sky doubled down on her potential, branding her as the future of the team, splashing her face on billboards and promoting her as the league's next breakout star. Fans were sold on the hype before she even set foot on the court thanks to her dominant college career and magnetic no-filter personality. Of 8 from the field, 12 rebounds, of which I believe 8 were offensive. It was a terrible showing. Turnovers. The whole team stinks. Now, a different story has emerged and it's got everyone asking, did the hype end up hurting Reese more than it helped? Let's be real. Reese didn't just play college basketball, she owned it. Her highlight reel at LSU wasn't just impressive, it was viral. From her unmatched scoring and rebounding to moments that sparked endless debates online, Reese figured out how to grab attention on and off the court. Worst plus minus in all of the WNBA is in fact, you guessed it, Angel Reese. 9 out of the 14 bottom 14 are Chicago players. That attention followed her all the way to Chicago, where fans and analysts pinned sky-high expectations on her. One guy on Twitter even declared, she's going to make Chicago a contender again. The entire league better watch their backs. And it wasn't just a random fan base saying it. Major publications were touting her as a game share for the WNBA. The Chicago Sky don't want to win. Angel Reese needs to come off the bench. She's terrible. She doesn't do anything to help the team win or be better. Here's the thing. All that hype created a crazy amount of pressure. The kind of pressure where every misstep is magnified, every bad game becomes a trend, and every headline questions if you're overrated. One report pointed to how the media itself played a crucial role in all this. By obsessing over her every move, amplifying her star status before she ever earned a WNBA highlight, they essentially set her up for a no-win situation. Right here. Angel Reese threw 2 games, 5 of 22 with 10 turnovers. The Sky minus 60-point differential is the worst through a team's first 2 games in WNBA history. Do you understand? That's the worst first 2 games in the history of the league. Oh, it's bad. Every time she doesn't dominate, it's like the world is waiting to pounce. And that's exactly what's happening now. Reese's college dominance has hit a wall in the professional game. Her numbers don't match the hype. Missed shots at the rim, struggles with efficiency, and a seemingly growing divide with her teammates have fans scratching their heads. Angel Reese with the game's worst plus-minus at -25 complete trash. Anyone defending that worthless talker needs to find better hobbies. It's getting ugly. The same people who once rushed to defend her online are now posting videos breaking down her mistakes. The vibe has shifted recently. Comparisons to Caitlin Clark, who's tearing through the league, have only cranked up the noise. Fans are quick to point out the difference. Clark is racking up wins while Reese hasn't adapted to the higher stakes. Caitlin Clark is that fine perfume that attracts people. Or Caitlin Clark is Angel Reese's rage. She's a repellent. And that is the reality. The tipping point may have been Chicago's GM openly calling Reese out, demanding more and publicly voicing frustration about her performance. That's not typical in the WNBA. Front offices usually keep critiques in-house. But the fact that this went public speaks volumes. Reese didn't just inherit expectations. She inherited scrutiny. When they start seeing more of what they saw last night, they're going to start going, wait a minute. Are you telling me there's not a single person we can find that we can put in there that's going to be better than that? Not only that, but her play may be hampering the development of your superstar big you got in there. Whatever leeway she may have started with has clearly run out. But this isn't just about the media anymore. The storm within the Chicago Sky locker room could bring her issues to a breaking point. Things are only heating up. Sky fans, it was going to get interesting because you would start seeing the basketball fans rise to the top and the Reese fans start separating down towards the bottom. What happens when teammates stop believing in you? For Angel Reese, that question seems to have become her daily reality with the Chicago Sky. Reports from within the locker room suggest that trust in Reese has hit rock bottom. Teammates are hesitating to pass her the ball, even when she's got solid positioning in the paint. There's actual game footage showing moments where the shot clock winds down to 0 because no one wants to feed her for an easy post opportunity. That brings us to Angel Reese. Angel Reese was so bad last night that at one point her teammates decided they'd rather take a shot clock violation than actually pass her the ball. Imagine watching that happen. Your own team opting for a turnover instead of giving you a chance. It doesn't get much louder than that when it comes to sending a message. Of course, this lack of chemistry isn't just about body language or a few bad passes. It's bleeding into the numbers and they're ugly. Chicago holds the worst offensive performance in the league right now. Putting up only 76 points per game, the lowest of any team, and shooting a miserable 40%. Just back up a little bit cause it tried to get blurry on us. Alright, there we go. And yeah, they just at 4-3-2, nothing. Nothing. Good defense, too, by the way. Those stats aren't just about Angel, but they highlight how nothing is clicking for the Sky, especially with her struggles in play. Missed layups, bad shot selection, questionable spacing. It's all adding up, and the team looks lost. Watching the offense stall every time Reese gets the ball is painful, and fans have been vocal about it. On social media, clips of her bricking simple close-range shots have turned into jokes. She put a shot up last night that should be studied in a damn lab. Seriously. And then they just should take the shot that was put up and set it on fire like it's from the thing so it doesn't actually destroy the population. Posts criticizing her decisions and execution are piling up, and it's taking a toll not just on Reese but on the locker room as a whole. And the veterans, they aren't holding back their frustration either. Sources have suggested they're getting tired of wasted possessions and momentum-crushing plays. Someone on this app said Angel Reese plays like Patrick Ewing when the Monstars took his talent, and I can't unsee it now. Reese's inability to finish at the rim has reportedly become a recurring complaint. Every time she blows an attempt, it's another missed chance for them to compete in a game where margins are razor thin. These tensions are turning into a mental roadblock for the team. It's hard to rally together when everyone is focused on what isn't working. And right now, Reese seems to be the focal point of that frustration. Can you tell me why in the world she is putting up shots, folks, where she's literally not looking? I don't understand. Now, if we're being fair, losing Courtney Vanderloot hasn't helped the situation either. With her sidelined by injury, the Sky are scrambling to find a leader on the floor. Vanderloot's playmaking ability could have been the stabilizing force that young players like Reese desperately need to succeed in this league. Instead, Ree has been forced into a larger role without the guidance or setup she might have expected. In case you're wondering, she was 4 for 10 for 12 points. 4 for 10, 12 points. My girl Camila Cardoso tried 7 of 12, 58% from the field, 15 points, 9 boards, had what you actually want to see out of a big efficiency. For a player still trying to adjust to the speed and complexity of the WNBA, that's a nightmare scenario. But this is pro basketball, and excuses only go so far. Then there's the question of leadership off the court. When Chicago Sky GM Jeff Paglio publicly called Ree out, it felt like a breaking point. His exact words, "We need more out of her," weren't just directed at Ree, but they landed like a public warning shot. The Chicago Sun-Times, they spoke with the general manager of the Chicago Bravado, Jeff Paglioa. According to Jeffrey, we need more production out of Angel Ree, and that's yet to come together. Coaches and executives rarely voice that kind of criticism unless they're ready to stop protecting a player. It sends a clear message. The grace period is over and patience is wearing thin. Instead of lifting her up, Paglio's comments seem to have only deepened the cracks in team chemistry. If Ree felt isolated before, that public critique likely pushed her further out on an island. If Angel Ree was your typical second-year player, she would be given the benefit of time. But she didn't want that. She wanted to be in the spotlight, and Angel Ree clearly is not ready for prime time. So where does that leave Ree? Is this really about her missed shots? Or does it point to a bigger leadership issue within the team? Maybe it's both.